Hey everybody, Blind Wave back. I'm Aaron.
I'm Eric.
And we are getting into our Q&A for episode 1 of The Arrow. This is going to be our first Q&A of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So, Eric, I believe we missed something in our watching of The Arrow.
We totally did. Now, it was supposed to be a cameo / Easter egg, so it wasn't like a blatant thing.
Yeah.
But how Jordan appeared in this episode.
Or at least some guy wearing a Jordan aviator jacket.
With a bomber jacket.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
That was interesting. Not really much to say about it other than it's another piece of the puzzle.
They keep on just adding in all these little Green Lantern Easter eggs, but like when the
Are
next
they,
Green Lantern
are they
show
going
up?
to do it? I
Right.
mean, do they have the rights? I mean, they have the rights, but will they be allowed to do it?
I don't know. They just built a TV Justice League while they're building a on-movie screen Justice League.
Yeah, I just don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. We did have several questions, though, for our Q&A. So,
Yes, we did.
Let's jump into those real quick here.
Let's get into them.
Mr. Mysterious.
Like Mr. Mysterious, he's a really very good commenter on our channel.
He wants us to guess what's on the tombstone. His pick is Felicity. What would ours be?
Here lies Dobby, a free elf. Who would be on there? His pick is Felicity?
I was really leaning toward that as well. Like, I got super sad and mad because I was just watching Felicity the entire show.
I think that you're meant to think it's Felicity.
I don't know. I'm just going to think it's Felicity, and then I won't be sad when I find out it's anyone else.
I feel like, okay, if it was Felicity, I don't think Barry would miss the ceremony.
Yeah, he has more of a relationship with her. Here's a thought with that.
Mm-hmm.
Lance. Officer Lance.
Yeah, I was going to say that in my next thing. Probably Lance, with him being part of this hive thing.
He worked with Joe and helped them find out the real Harrison Wells thing, you know?
Yeah.
So there was that kind of little bit of relationship. So he kind of owes Lance maybe a little bit for helping him out with that. But he's working with Damien Darhk for some reason or another.
Okay.
So maybe he stops working with Damien Darhk, or maybe they have to kill Lance, or who knows what. And I can see that causing a whole bunch of problems, especially with Laurel and all sorts of stuff, you know?
And then a possibility of Sarah coming back, too. And then the other theory I had heard, that it's possible that it's that woman that Oliver was with that showed up with Barry at one time, which I kind of glossed over, but remember now that there's the possibility that she's pregnant with Oliver's kid. So could it be Oliver's baby mama or baby?
Well, that would have been like the woman that showed up in the Flash Arrow crossover.
Yeah.
Where he ran across, and then it showed a flashback where Moira paid off this woman to go away.
Yeah.
So she would have a kid that's like 5 years old or something.
Yeah. So it could either be
or 9 or something like that.
Yeah, it would be probably older, but so it could either be that kid, which would be way dark, or the kid's mom, which is also dark. So that was also a theory too, and that's the kind of characters that we've kind of forgotten about.
Yeah.
But they're not recurring, so it wouldn't really mess with any of the dynamic of the show.
That's true. So my first thought was Felicity. So we're gonna wrap it up with that, but I'm hoping it's Lance.
I'm gonna vote Lance.
That's
even though I really do like Lance, even though he's I don't know what he's doing right now. I enjoy the character on screen.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Kylan Cook says, do you think Constantine's cameo later on in the season will provide some exposition on the runic darkness that Damien seems to be channeling?
Oh, that makes sense. Now, we know that Constantine is probably, with the rumors being that he's being brought in about the Lazarus pit, right? Which is like a mystical thing as well. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Do I think that's what's going to happen? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to really depend on the availability of that actor to be able to, I think it's only going to be in one episode. But it could be very easy to be like, hey, there's this guy doing stuff. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's stuff I know about. Cool. What do I do? Well, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know a whole lot about Constantine, so I don't know what all he really does.
Yeah.
But if he's in that realm of like what Supernatural and all, like Sam and Dean and what they do, it would be interesting to see him come in and actually like, well, here's what he's doing and why he's so strong, and here's maybe a way you can counter it. But you got to go to the four corners of the earth to gather the ingredients to counter it or something, you know?
You just made me think of Sam and Dean coming into.
That would be awesome. I'd love that.
It wouldn't make any sense, and it would completely mess up each other's stories. I think.
Which station is Sam and Dean on? CW?
CW. They're all on the same station.
Gosh.
I know.
Wouldn't that be amazing? That'd be so cool. If
it might be worth the headaches of logical reasoning why they're there. Maybe they go into a different reality, like they did that one time.
Maybe they're from Earth 2.
Yeah, that's what it is! Oh! All right, let's keep going.
All right. Dylan Russell, at the end, when Oliver said, I'm going to kill him at the grave, do you think he might not have been talking about Damien Darhk? Do you think someone else may have been responsible for the death of whoever was buried?
Okay, so maybe Lance is in the thing, but maybe Lance's betrayal causes it.
Maybe he caused Felicity to die. Or... I wouldn't think Laurel, right? Like he would do anything to protect Laurel, right? Yeah. Well, I guess not anymore. He's been kind of not the nicest person to her.
Yeah, but it's because she lied to him about Sara.
I don't think Thea would be in there.
No.
Because she just died last season. They brought her back.
Yeah, but I mean, and to flash back over to Flash, that Ronnie was dead and they brought him back, and now he's dead and they're bringing him. I don't know if they're gonna bring him back or not.
That's true.
But to who they're talking about, the only other person I can think of is Dig. I'm gonna kill Dig.
That could be terrible.
Because that would be an interesting dynamic. From now, Oliver is in the dumps with Dig, then Dig would be in the dumps with Oliver. Everybody's dumping all over each other.
And what was it that the wife said too? The wife had said something like, "Diggle, you're like, what was it? Kind of like a conscience to Oliver, right?
Yeah.
Like he was kind of lost without you. What if now Oliver's finding his way and Diggle's getting lost?
Wow. I don't know if I like that.
I don't know. I like Diggle a lot.
That's interesting.
I'd rather Lance be dead.
That's interesting. That could be a thing.
Pedro Barcelos.
Pedro, buddy.
Who do you guys think that Oliver meant when he said, I'm going to kill him? Could it maybe be Vandal Savage, since we know that he belongs to the very same universe, or even Captain Lance, since he might be the reason that Oliver lost a loved one?
I haven't thought about Vandal Savage.
I believe someone had mentioned before, too, do you think that Damien Darhk and Zoom could be working for
Savage.
Vandal Savage?
Okay. I mean, Vandal Savage would be a pretty big bad guy if that's the case.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Legends of Tomorrow is meant to be a mini-series taking place during the break. Where
so we'll have Arrow and Flash going on in the break, and that's when Legends of Tomorrow's
and then
Arrow get more.
Yep. So we'll have a constant stream of stuff.
So will it be actually taking place during that break time? Like,
yes.
Is there? So like, there's a time period missing between Flash and Arrow, or is it going to be picking?
I'd have to assume if they're going to do that, they're going to do it chronologically like that. Yeah. So I don't know exactly, but that's a good theory.
I would like that. Like, say there's like 6 weeks that they're breaking. That 6 weeks is taken up by Legends of Tomorrow, which is filling that exact
and
time
we get to see
gap,
that time,
like actually what's going on.
And then whenever they come back, it's the aftermath. Of
because Arrow and Flash showed up in the trailer and stuff too, and then they finish off what happened with Legends of Tomorrow, and then maybe there's still more to come with that. That'd be cool.
I'm sold.
That would put in Vandal Savage right there with Zoom and everybody.
Yeah. Take all my money.
Awesome.
Take it all. That's awesome.
Block of Grass, do you think that Officer Lance will become evil, or will he betray Damien and help Oliver and...
He's not evil. He's too good of a guy. We've seen him too long.
I think he's got something over Lance. You know?
Well, yeah, I mean...
Or, like, he promised something, or he promised he'd bring back Sara, or he, said that he would kill Laurel and everybody if he didn't, or that he'll keep them safe if he does.
Well, here's the thing, though. Did he know about this, and was he already in collusion with him before he met him the first time in that board meeting? Because we know that he said, hey, sorry about the arm, during the police battle.
Yeah.
But was he in cahoots with him during the first time they met him when they were talking, and he just came in, threatened everybody, and everybody they loved, and he didn't do anything about it?
Maybe that's why he didn't do anything.
Maybe that's why he didn't do anything.
Because he's already know that they're safe. I don't know. I'm hoping that he comes out of it and doesn't cause Oliver to lose somebody or something along those lines. So I'm hoping he just tells Oliver and everybody what's going on, and that they all work together to beat him.
Yeah.
Ryan DeLeon, who do you think are Damien Darhk's associates?
Well, I mean, obviously you could think about Hive, but we don't know what that means. And it seemed like Hive is already kind of there with him, like the mercenaries. So does he mean maybe more mystics?
Maybe. Or, I mean, like we said before, maybe he's working with Vandal Savage and Zoom, and there are other superpowered people that are his quote-unquote associates that he's working with. I can picture Damien Darhk not being the guy like, well, I work for Vandal Savage kind of guy, but more of like, he's my associate and we work together.
That would be so clever, because you could have all of these things tied in with each other, but they're being fought on multiple fronts and multiple TV shows. You have to watch them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome. I'm thinking that I'm thinking his associates are kind of what we were talking about before with, like, he is working with Zoom, he is working with Vandal Savage, and then maybe whoever else Vandal Savage has working with him and stuff, you know?
That'd be interesting. If that was what they're talking about, I don't put myself behind that theory, but if it did happen, I'd prefer it.
You prefer it?
Yeah.
Pretty good. And then Dagon Spear, kind of going with what we were talking about earlier, I think that Lance is helping Darhk because he told him he would bring back Sara.
Okay.
We have seen that Sarah's supposed to come back for Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, not naked.
But dang. But we don't know really like why that happens.
Yeah, we don't. If it's Constantine, is it
Ra's al Ghul, which is
Malcolm Merlin?
Malcolm Merlin.
Is it Damien Darhk helping?
I don't know. I can't picture it. I mean, it'd be interesting that if Damien Darhk helped to bring her back, and then she joins a team to kill off Vandal Savage that he might be working with.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a way of him trying to get power back too, or something. If he's losing some power, or maybe it's going to be like maybe if he does that and thinks that he has a spy in there to help take out them from the inside. I don't know. I don't know how much I trust Sara with her being dead for so long. I feel like
she's been dead a long time.
I feel like something's going to be going wrong.
I mean, she's going to be she would have been dead over a year, right? Because she died the first episode.
Yeah. All right, and then finally we also have Ervin R.E.D. or Red maybe. I'm not sure. It has a weird caps in it. Anyway. He asks, who had the better season premiere, Arrow or Flash? I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Arrow.
I'm going to go with Arrow, too. Even though I definitely enjoyed Flash. There were a lot of really cool moments in it. There were a couple moments that I was a little frustrated with, especially with the dad leaving. Mm-hmm. Whereas this Arrow had that amazing speech with that amazing ending of, I will honor his memory, and I promise to stand with these people.
Yeah.
I
am the green.
That
was
Arrow.
That was really cool. I did like that.
Dun, 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 dun.
I enjoyed the action in it too that was in there.
Yep.
It all seemed to kind of make more sense.
Damien Darhk fighting, like he had a really cool like EKG kind of style, like with his elbows and shit. That looked awesome. I love that.
So that was really cool. And also Flash just doesn't have Felicity.
That's true.
Yeah.
Neither of these shows have Daisy Johnson, though.
No, but I got Felicity. That's all. I'm good.
Okay. Keep her.
All right, guys. That's going to be all for this episode of the Q&A. Make sure to watch tonight's episode of Arrow, and then come back here and watch our reaction to Arrow episode 2. And then make sure to leave your comments for the next episode's Q&A. Until next time, I'm Aaron.
I'm Eric.
We'll see you guys later.